Hey guys, what's going on? This is Josh Leverett of Cali Canine, and today I want to give you 5 puppy tips that'll make your life a lot easier when bringing a new puppy into your house. The most important thing is going to be motivation. Incorporating motivation is super important, whether it's through the obedience, through the socialization, through the confidence building, through desensitizing your dog to new environments. Making sure your dog has the value for that reward is so important. So you're not ready to train if your dog doesn't have what we call ignition. We want your dog to have ignition for the reward, meaning they see value in being praised, they see value in the treats, and they see value in the toys. So we'll go more into ignition in our how-to video on our website. You want to make sure your dog has lots of value for the praise reward, which means I'm not praising my dog just to be praising them. Usually I'm gonna praise them and run around. So as I'm praising them, then I'll run around, make them chase me down to get more praise. Then I'll run away and chase me down to get more praise. That's gonna create more value for your praise. Another thing is rewarding your dog with treats. I'm gonna make sure that there's always a chase involved with any reward that I do, because it's gonna make the dog have higher value by trying to chase it down. So sometimes dogs like balls, sometimes they like toys. Whatever the case may be, you want to make sure that it has high value and that you're utilizing it in your dog's motivation game so your dog sees that you're the best thing going on. Now we're going to talk about leash management in the house. Now a lot of times people want to have their little puppy free to roam, free to do whatever they want, jump on this, jump on people, jump on beds. But remember, we're giving our dog all the bad habits that we're going to be mad about later on when the dog is 9 months and they're a lot bigger and they're starting to jump on the people we don't want them to jump on. So it's really important that we start early as possible to set the boundaries. And the best way you could do that is by having the dog on a leash in the house. And because when you go in the room, the dog goes in the room. Make sure your dog's not using the bathroom in the other room if they're tethered to you. So it seems like a little much, but in your process of puppy training and getting your potty training, it's very, very important that you know where your dog is at all times, because puppies are going to be puppies. So having the leash on allows you to train easier. It allows you to go from room to room. It allows you to keep your dog in mind that you are the pack leader. So what you do is kind of what's happening. And that's going to shape the dog right there, showing them that there's already structure amongst the household. So having a leash on in the house, super, super key to making sure that your dog knows where to go, has the proper guidance, and make sure that you don't have pee all over your carpets. So another thing we want to do is make sure we're guiding our puppy with the leash. So if we want the dog to start training, the leash is going to be a great tool to assist them in showing them new things and taking them to different places. So taking them up on the box, or bringing them towards the treat, or luring them into position. So really, really important to keep that leash on in the house. I know it seems like a puppy's supposed to be free to do whatever they want, and that's fine. But when you're trying to set boundaries in the house, this is the best way that you can set them in a fast, timely manner. Next, we're going to talk about crate training. And a lot of times, people seem to feel a certain way about crates because they think that they're locking them up or punishing them by putting them in their crate. But a lot of times, your dog actually sees its crate as its little den. Okay, when you create positive associations by feeding your dog, by giving it proper chew toys in the crate, and by building the duration up gradually, your dog won't see the crate as a bad thing at all. They'll actually love it, and it'll be a great tool to incorporate when working on your potty training. Because sometimes your dog doesn't need to have run of your full house. Sometimes they need to actually learn how to hold their bladder. You give the dog a certain space and that's where they're sleeping, a lot of times that will create an association that that's their bed and it's not the proper place to use the restroom. But after the dog goes in the crate, it's very important to take the dog straight from his crate, straight to where it uses the bathroom, and then positively reinforce that behavior when they do use the bathroom outside of the crate. Another thing is when you're cleaning up or when you're having company over who might not be social with dogs, having a crate is a safe, happy place that your dog should be able to go to where it's out of the way for the time being. When you're starting your crate training, you want to keep the duration very short. Let's just create an open door policy. We could throw treats, throw food in there, and the dog can go in there on its own will. Eventually, we can start closing the door while the dog's eating and chewing on his chew toy, and start by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, until eventually your dog is comfortable being in the crate for multiple hours at a time. But make sure that when your dog is done, that you take them straight outside so they can relieve themselves. Now we're going to talk about a huge thing with puppies, because I see a lot of behavior issues that happen from lack of confidence and uncertainty. So it's so important early on in the dog's life to expose them to as much stuff as you possibly can. And it's super important to make sure the dog is highly motivated by all the motivators, and then you can start working on exercises to walk the dog over tarps. You can make more noises around the dog. You walk the dog over metal. You can walk the dog into different type of footing and different sounds and go into new places. All of that is huge for confidence building. So keeping your dog in a house keeps your dog only exposed to what's in the house. But by getting the dog out or bringing in other environmental things will get the dog used to everything. So when your dog is now an older dog, it'll be a lot more desensitized to all of the environmental distractions. And that's super important because we all want a confident, happy, healthy dog that's used to seeing the whole world as a peaceful place. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed those 5 tips. If you guys like to know more, we have an online course at CaliK9.com. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We have so much more content on the way for you guys. So we'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Much love. Peace.